Come my way a little bit. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Dave from Dai Set, and I'm here with the homie that I have to introduce you to. You say your own name.
Isaac.
The homie Isaac. I'm introducing you
AKA
anyway.
Mr. Glass.
Mr. I don't think people call him that. But,
They gonna start.
Okay. So, yeah, Isaac Glass here. And fucking what we're coming to you about today is on the topic of anime recommendations for the non-watchers. Although it's for the watchers also. Maybe you haven't seen this shit, but you know, it's 50, 60, 70% chance you've seen this shit. But anyway, before we hop into that, today we're drinking Community Mosaic IPA.
Cheers.
Right? It's a local brewery here down in Dallas.
All about the locals.
All about the locals. It's just like literally like 10 minutes down the road from me, and they got trivia nights on Tuesdays. It's kind of fucking cool. You drink and do trivia. I'm not good at trivia.
I know they have stuff like that.
I'm just there for the drinking. I'm not good at trivia. But anyway, so yeah, this fucker here is 8.6%, and it's fucking good, as you can tell. So yeah, we're gonna hop right into it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Are you going first or am I going
You
first?
gonna go first.
All right, so what I gotta tell you today about is Death Note. Death Note, well, that's my first recommendation. It's not all I'm gonna tell you about today, but it's my first recommendation for sure. Because it's a pretty addicting anime. I probably watched the first 10 episodes in a day. The next 8 episodes the next day I work. You know what I mean? I would have killed them all in one day if I didn't work, you know, if I'm real bummy. But anyway, and then probably finished off the rest of the episodes the next day, right? So it's definitely a recommendation on the addiction factor. I've recommended it to so many people, like my mom, who's fucking a baby boomer. She don't really watch anime, but I showed her. Hey,
Is it 100%? Is it 100%?
Bro, get in the frame, bro. There we go. So anyway,
you have a 100% successful rate of recommending this?
I have a 100% successful rate of recommendations. No, if everybody that's seen Death Note watched it all, they got addicted, and these were non-anime watchers. They still aren't watching that much anime or no anime to this day, but they've seen Death Note thanks to, you know, Netflix and me. So anyway, that's Death Note. Well, you know, I'm not even done with Death Note because I gotta tell you what it's about. I gotta tell you what it's about. So Death Note, let's see here on this piece of paper. Oh, what's so interesting about Death Note is it places you in, well, you know, the shoes of a murderer, right? Like you're kind of following the main character who comes upon this notebook entitled Death Note on the cover. And what's so interesting about that is he's a overqualified high school student. He's like, you know, if there's a 4.9 GPA, he would have it. So he's a brilliant motherfucker. He picks up his Death Note and decides to rid the world of criminals.
Right.
And where he gets his Death Note from, it just happened to be on the ground where he found it. But a Shinigami, which is, you know, a god in the Japanese world, but a Shinigami, a death Shinigami, dropped the notebook on purpose because he was bored in his realm of Shinigamis. All they do was gamble and talk shit. He was bored of that shit. No entertainment. So he was looking to be entertained to see what human could entertain him. And it just so happened he struck gold with Light, who picks up his notebook, who claims himself to be, or he wants to be the god of a new world when he rids the world full of criminals. So it becomes very intricate in the regard of him versus who was supposedly maybe the protagonist or the antagonist, who was L.
Squad of Class.
And it's, yes. And it's like, it's brilliant because it becomes like a chess match between these two, because L is trying to catch him. L works for the, you know, the laws of Japan, and here's Light ridding the world of criminals, which is against the fucking law. You can't do that shit. So if you think you're gonna kill people just because, you know, you feel like they should be dead, you're fucked up about that shit. That's some fucked up shit.
They're naturally gonna clash. Those two kind of
they clash naturally, exactly. And L's a genius, Light's a genius. So you see these geniuses going against each other, and you kind of find this inner conflict with yourself, because it's like, this is wrong what Light's doing, but he gets so much camera time that it kind of makes you want to root for him.
Yeah.
But then it's like you question your own self of like, if you really should be going for him.
You know it's not the right thing to do is go, but it makes you geared towards to go. Like,
yeah. Exactly. What he just said for sure. So, but yeah, there's that, and the tone of it is dark. If there's comedy in it, it's very dark comedy. They're not really trying to sell you on comedy, but there is some funny shit in there, most definitely, with Ryuk. Ryuk is the comedic factor of it, even though he's a Shinigami, but he's fucking funny. But yeah, so that's Death Note in a nutshell. You should definitely watch it. I would say episode 1 will interest you, episode 2 will hook you, episode 3 will fucking addict you. That's how it happened for me. Yeah. So Death Note, watch it.
Unlike his, mine's not gonna take 3 episodes to hook you in. Death Note, it's a classic, I get it, but mine's erased, and you're gonna need 1 episode to get you hooked.
That's probably fucking true.
That's
probably fucking true. Yeah.
First episode gets you, and that's what makes it so unique. Is you don't get very many anime that's getting you hooked the very first episode. At least, I feel like we don't watch a lot, but I feel like when we start getting into what we watch, we kind of see the same things being done over and over again.
True.
So
not that it's getting old.
It's not getting old,
good,
but we just kind of know like.
Yeah.
We can kind of sense a good anime, like what pops out, then what. This one pops out. It makes it unique because of the storyline. You have a guy, main character, Satoru. He is a manga artist. He delivers pizza.
He
on
does.
The side.
He does.
He's barely making. I think he's like one of those manga artists that wants to become big, but he's not there yet.
Not yet.
Has his condition, ability.
That sounds.
We go back and forth. I think it's condition. He thinks it's
condition just sounds bad to me. I'm sorry.
A condition
you know
can
what,
be good.
guys? You go out and you tell some chick you meet at a bar, hey, I have this condition.
What about Rain Man?
And she leaves before you can finish.
Have you seen Rain Man?
I have not seen Rain Man.
Rain Man, he has condition.
Rain Man, the game.
Rain Man.
Rain Man.
He has condition. He's very smart, but he's
ain't the Rain Man
with
on
Tom
some like
Cruise?
devilish shit.
No, like with Tom Cruise. It's an old school movie.
Well, anyway, yeah.
So he has this ability condition, whatever you want to call it. He's able to go 1 to 5 minutes approximately to whenever before anything dangerous happens prior to. So he's always find himself coming into dangerous situations because he's always trying to help. He got all the information, his ability. One day from work, he goes home, his mom's mysteriously murdered. We don't know how. A neighbor walks in, catches him, he has blood on his hands. There's no knife in his hand. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Sorry about that. Spoiler alert. He has blood on his hands.
You want to start it over so we can edit it?
That could be a spoiler. It's not to tell the whole story.
It's the first
episode.
episode.
It's tell the whole story.
It's the first episode.
You're not gonna know anything from a knife being in it.
If you get pissed.
No, it doesn't tell the story whatsoever.
All right. I'm not mad.
Okay.
Cool.
He's running away from the police, and then his ability triggers, if you will, and he's thrown into when he was in 6th grade, and this is the furthest he's ever jumped. Obviously, it's only 1 to 5 minutes, obviously, which has never happened for him. So he's kind of very confused. So he's here. He's trying to like get the base of the thing. What's going on? Why am I here? And so since he's there, he's like, I might as well, while solving my mom's mystery, he remembers all these regrets he had not being able to save some of his classmates being kidnapped during that same time. So that's what makes it unique. He's doing 2 things, I feel like it's very interactive because it's like a clue kind of game. Because at the end of every episode, there's suspects being included, excluded, and you're like, oh, I wonder who did it now.
And possible victims.
Yes.
Victims, you didn't know that was possible victims. So it's fucking interesting.
It's a constant like introduction to people in and out. I don't know. And he's always talking to himself. There's always this clash of what he thinks if he does something now, it might mess it up. I know it's a good anime because, like he said, he introduced it.
It's a great anime. I'm gonna correct him.
Just like he said, he's recommended Death Note. I've recommended Erased to several people, and I've constantly heard the first episode had me hooked. So every time you hear like the first episode has you hooked, you have something gold.
Oh yeah. The first episode was fucking genius. I was hooked. No, the intro wasn't in the first episode. I don't think, right?
It was at the end. Sometimes see, never jumping in other episodes because certain anime they'll put the intro in the end.
That's not a spoiler though.
It's not a spoiler, but I don't want to jump into
I know what you're talking about. Like I've seen animes where the intro.
The very
in
first
middle.
episode, yeah.
It's like, you know what? You guys are 13 minutes in, and then you want to play the fucking intro.
Yeah.
What the fuck y'all doing?
They want to save time with not putting the intro in the very
Way
beginning.
too gone. What the fuck am I doing? Anyway, intro is fucking awesome.
Intro is awesome.
This is one of my favorite intros. If I had a top
Asian
three,
Kung
it'd
Fu
probably be top
Generation.
two. Asian Kung Fu, yes, great shit.
Band.
Oh, before this shit, we had the intro playing just because I wanted to watch it again. And oh man, I was basically kind of dancing. I'm not gonna say we were dancing. That's kind of weird.
We were dancing
but,
together.
He was elsewhere. I was slightly dancing and trying to do the shit the dude was doing on TV. He was like, and then his foot was in the air. I feel like I wonder if he did a headstand. I'm not, or maybe a handstand. But I'm not gonna do that shit because we don't got the space. So
It's probably a good place to stop.
good place.